Welcome to another installment in our football officials training video for National Federation of High School Rules 2013 season week 8. This presentation is brought to you by the HSFO, the High School Football Officials Association, and it's produced by the Arkansas Association of High School Officials. Visit our website at aahso.com. We're helping good officials get better. This week, we'll take a look at a couple of kick plays that we struggle with. We've got a reverse takedown and we've got a kick-catch interference play. And we'll also take a look at a play involving the free blocking zone. This presentation is brought to you by the Reading Study Guide to the NFHS football rules. The Reading Study Guide. When you're through learning, you're through. All right, let's take a look at a holding call. This is on a kick play. We've talked about these kick plays before. They take more concentration and focus. You got to cover this very thoroughly in your pregame. Everyone has to look at somebody. We've got 22 players spread out across the field here, and we've only got 5 people to look at them. So we've got to work in zones, and we've got to work areas where each one of us are looking at particular players. And this is something we have to cover in pregame so we know who to look at. This is a classic example of everyone looking at the ball, because right out here ahead of the ball is a major reverse takedown. And a reverse takedown is just basically where the offensive player is going to his back, falling backwards, and he grabs a hold of his opponent and pulls him down with him. So it's a reverse takedown. And we'll look at it here, get a couple looks at it, this wide shot and again on the end zone shot, where we can see that the receiving team player just grabs the kicker and pulls him to the ground. Here's the player that I want you to focus on. Look at this action here. Straight down to the ground, he pulls him with him, right at the point of attack, right where the ball carrier is coming. Another problem too with here with, I believe this is the line judge, you got to stay off the field. Okay, this play could easily come to the outside, and then you're backpedaling. When you're trying to back up off the field, there's no way for you to officiate. So we want you to stay wide, get a good perspective, and keep these plays out in front of you. Now, once the ball is dead, you do need to pinch in and close in. Don't pass resistance, though, and show your spot here. But, this is a reverse takedown right at the point of attack. Offensive hold that we miss. Focus, concentrate, cover kickoffs in your pregame. Like we've talked about so many times before, we don't get a lot of repetition at these plays. They only happen, to start the game, start the second half, and then when somebody scores. Unlike a regular play from scrimmage, which we may have 150 of during the game, we only may have 5 or 6 kickoffs. So we get the least amount of repetition, and because of the rule changes, they're very, very complicated. We've got to study and work together and try to cover all 22 of these players spread out on the field on free kicks. Here we go, another kick play. This is another free kick. Notice the pattern here. These are tough, but we got to study. We got to be good at this kick-catch interferences in 6.5.6, page 56 of the 2013 rule book. And basically what it just says is that while any free kick is in flight or beyond the neutral zone to the receiver's goal line, or any scrimmage kick is in flight beyond the neutral zone to the receiver's goal line, K shall not touch the ball, or R, unless blocked into the ball, or R, or to ward off a block, or obstruct R's path to the ball. Now, the prohibition on this applies when no fair catch signal is given, but it does not apply if a free kick is touched by a receiver or after a scrimmage kick has been touched by a receiver who was clearly beyond the neutral zone at the time of the touching. There is one exception. K may catch, touch, muff, or bat a scrimmage kick in flight beyond the neutral zone if no R player is in position to catch the ball. Simply put, now that's for a scrimmage kick. The rule's very different on these two. On a free kick, the kicking team cannot catch the ball while it's in flight, no matter what. It's very, very important that we understand these rules and how they differ between a free kick and a scrimmage kick. Back judges, this is a perfect rule for you to be an expert on. You owe it to your crew to study these fair catch rules, kick-catch interference rules, anything that has to do with a kicking game. The back judge should be your resident expert. Anytime these questions come up, man, I expect the back judge to jump in here and get these right. Let's take a look at this play, and you see it's one of these high kicks that's very, very short, and here a receiving team player is running to catch the ball, and then this kicker jumps in the air and jumps right in front of him and catches the ball. We have a little discussion here, but we're already ruling the ball to the kicking team. There's no way this can possibly be the kicking team's ball. This is a foul just for simply touching the ball while it's in flight. Doesn't matter. You see that the receiving team player does give a fair catch signal, but on a free kick, it doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter, that fair catch signal. This is a foul no matter what. And with the rule change 2013, now the receiving team can take this awarded fair catch plus 15 yards from the spot of the foul. So that's critical. We got to understand these rules. We've got to concentrate on this. Get 2 looks at it. Here's one of the tighter shot. Slow motion. I'll slow this down for you as you look here. You know, you could tell that the kicking team player jumps in front of the receiver, who gives up because he knows he's going to collide with this kicker, who's clearly going to jump in front of him and catch the ball. This is a foul, 15-yard penalty. Now, they can either take a previous spot, 15-yard penalty, and re-kick, take the awarded fair catch plus 15 yards from this spot, or they can decline the penalty and take the results of the play, which is an illegal touch right there where he caught the ball. But obviously the 15 yards is much better for the receiving team in this place. Focus, concentrate on these kicks. We've seen 2 of them today where we've gotten in trouble on not looking where we need to look or not having a clear understanding and comprehension of the rules. Don't get many of these, so we got to get them right. Let's talk a little bit about blocking below the waist and the free blocking zone. On this play, we improperly call an illegal block below the waist on the center. And before we get into too much about that, I want to talk about the importance of the free blocking zone and understanding, with the creation of the shotgun and the pistol formations, by interpretation, the free blocking zone rule allows for an offensive lineman to legally initiate contact immediately at the snap with the defensive lineman by blocking below the waist, clipping, or blocking in the back, even though the ball leaves the free blocking zone almost immediately after the snap. If there's any delay in this block, that would make it illegal, as the free blocking zone no longer exists. This is important because basically, and I'll show you here on this diagram, we'll look and see where this ball is snapped at about the 43-yard line, and that makes the free blocking zone end at the 46. This little box kind of basically shows you the lines from the place where the ball is snapped to where the free blocking zone ends. Don't look at the parallel lines, as far as how far 4 yards on either side of the ball, because this line doesn't accurately reflect that. This is just 3 yards either side of the ball, parallel to the team's goal line, and that language is important in the free blocking zone. We talked a little bit about that last week if you need to review it. But you see from this video, from this diagram, this quarterback here, okay, now the ball has been snapped, and now you see here where the ball is. It's out of the zone. But none of these blocks have been initiated yet. But because of this exception to the rule, this interpretation of the rule, then we're going to allow them to make their first act a low block, even though the ball's gone from the zone. And we watch this, bam, you see this center, and it's better from the end zone look. Let's look here. Snaps the ball, boom, he immediately goes right and down and cuts this defensive lineman. This is a perfectly legal block. Now, the thing that I want to admonish you, especially our umpires, we're going to throw this flag. It's thrown by the referee, and it's thrown, umpire, on your key. Now, you're looking right at this. You have to have an opinion. This is a perfectly legal block. It would be prudent for the referee to discuss this play with the umpire before we enforce this penalty. Umpires, step up. Don't be hesitant to say this is a legal block. His initial surge was immediately low, perfectly legal. And the referee has a chance now to pick this play up, and we get it right. Even though we throw the flag incorrectly, we get the play right by working together, knowing whose keys belong to which official, and then that official having an opinion. If you don't know, you simply have to say, I don't know. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know. I wasn't looking. I was looking at the guard. I was distracted by this or that or whatever. But focus on your keys, concentrate, and be ready to help an official if he improperly throws a flag on your key. Look at it again here, slow motion. This is a perfectly legal block. Incorrectly officiated this. Again, point of emphasis this year, the free blocking zone and blocking below the waist. All right, 3 plays that we showed, and there's a correlation between the 3 of them. I hope you picked up on it. It's communicating, working together as a crew, how we plan our game, how we pregame, who decides who's looking at who, and then when we have a potential foul on someone else's key, we got to talk to them and work together. If we do that, we'll improve our accuracy. We'll get more of these plays right. One quick note, I do want to mention that the coaches, we've heard from several coaches over the last week, and they're excited about the improvement that they've seen in the officiating from week 1 all the way up through week 8. That's a tribute to the hard work you put in, checking out the videos, studying the play bulletins, studying your rules, working together as a crew. You guys are getting better, and the coaches are knowing it. So that's a great job. And I want to tell you, I really appreciate the effort that you're putting out. Let's push now strong through week 9, week 10, and right into the playoffs finish up the season strong, if you'd like to drop me an email, here's my email address, toddallen65@mac.com. I'd love to hear from you about how you're using these training videos and what you'd like to see in future videos. Until next week, thanks for tuning in. Todd Allen with the Arkansas Association of High School Officials. Have a great week.